Hello, welcome back. We missed you.
Uh-huh. So, my wife had to go running to listen.
Oh, yeah?
And I'm just leaving my house here. I'm heading to Lac Jabonais. It's a Southeast regional meeting taking place.
Okay.
And April, if you're listening, I'm on my way. Be ready. We got to get going.
Yep.
And,
sure.
we got a lot of birthdays here.
Do you?
I tell you. Oh, lots of them. I got to put my seatbelt first. Apologize for a second. Okay, birthdays now. Oh, we got a special one here right away.
Okay.
Emma Dudium is going to be 101
Oh, my
on Friday,
goodness.
September 8th. Wow.
Happy birthday.
101. You know?
That's
Dudium.
amazing.
Yeah, to meet that milestone over a century years old, century and one.
Yeah, and
Unbelievable.
still going
That is,
strong.
kudos to you again, and I'll make sure there's some beautiful flowers sent to you. And get that, my staff, I'm sure, are listening. They'll take care of that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And then we also got happy birthday going out to Chartrand. That's Kevin Janai's wife, September 9th. And we got a bunch of different ones here. Claude Boyer, Saint Eustache.
Mm-hmm.
Happy 27th birthday to Christian Boyer today, September 9th. Happy 86th birthday to Herb Boyer, and that's in Sunday, September 10th. And then we have another one, Logan Orning, and we're celebrating his 25th birthday, Sunday, September 10th. So that's all in St. Eustache. So there's going to be a hell of a party there somewhere, I'm sure.
Yep, for
I love
sure.
that St. Eustache. It's such a proud community, proud
It is.
Métis village, and it's one of our historical communities. And to this day, it's just reminiscence of the Métis history and culture and the pride that exists in St. Eustache. And it's always great to see some of the elders and local leaders there. I love meeting them when I go out there to St. Eustache, and they're so classy, and they have a billboard sign there, and I'm coming to town and say, welcome to our local meeting, or President Chartrand, or welcome to our community, President Chartrand.
Aw.
And they're such a classy group. Anyways, again, to St. Eustache, hello, and all the birthdays there. Also, now we have another one from Debbie Forjay, and that's one of our chairs at St. Eustache local.
Mm-hmm.
Happy 67th birthday going out to Lucille Ross, who's celebrating her birthday, September 10th. Happy birthday to Lynette Davis. Of course, she works in our Ottawa office, our satellite office, celebrating on September 12th. Doesn't tell her age here, just one we know is old. So
Uh-oh.
I hope she's listening. Okay, happy 65th birthday to Minister Andrew Carrier, and
Oh.
celebrating his birthday September 13th.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Andrew. Yes, he might be here, or else he might be in Chile. I'm not sure. So, but happy birthday to him anyway, for sure. Congratulations also going out to Gimli. Is having our first ever Métis happening today in Gimli Park, which I can't make it, of course. I'll be in St. Lac de Bonnet. And games, food, and all kind of events happening. And it's just a great opportunity. Kevin Chief, Norman Chief Memorial Dancers will be there, and artisans, live music, 50-50 draws. And again, I want to give kudos to Donna and her team, and Chair of the Local, and trying to revive our community and our voice in Gimli. And I'm very,
Awesome.
very proud of these locals, because our executive locals are the backbone of our government. They're really our bread and butter. That gives us our direction, our advice, our message where we need to go or want and have to go as a people, as a government. So locals have been always pivotal in the movement of our government. So
Right.
they'll always be here. I know in Alberta there's a big fight on that. They got rid of locals. They changed the system. Locals will always be part of our government as long as I'm president. So that's something I truly believe in. I wasn't a local myself when I was 19 years old, 18, 19.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was vice chair at one time, and Frank was a chair of the local, and we were quite active, in fact, in Winnipeg. So, But locals, I know, are so essential. They really give you the pulse of the community, the pulse of the issues, because it's right in the backyard. It's right in their own community. So they know well more than anybody else. So, again, kudos to you out there. And, of course, the Lac de Bonnet is having this big meeting here, and there's a lot of stuff happening there. They have meetings, I think, this morning throughout. But in the Southeast region, they have the St. Malo pilgrimage coming up. No, it happened on, August 13th. I couldn't go to it. Remember, I reported on the news.
Right.
I couldn't go. I heard it was beautiful, well attended. It's a place that people will ever want to visit. It's not far from the city. It's hop, step, and a jump. And it's such, the setting is so beautiful. You go down to the grotto and you go down and you walk down the steps, and it's really, really powerful in the context of spirituality, and you get a chance to have peace there. And there has been known miracles that have taken place there. So again, it's such a power thing for me when I was there personally, and so is the many cabinet ministers, Denise Thomas, of course, and the rest of them. You look at Jean Rocher and Edith. Jean is now passed, but in fact, we have the building named after him in Saint Malo.
Mm-hmm.
But that is a place that people want to go to visit. You could stop at the Jean de Rocher Center and have a chance to go there. And this region, in fact, Lac du Bonnet, is trying to keep their ice rink still going strong. Of course, these local communities are really hurting when it comes to this. And Lac du Bonnet, of course, is not just a Métis community, but we have a good Métis local there.
Yeah.
And we have a good Métis population there. I apologize for coughing here. I got a itchy throat. But Lac du Bonnet and other arenas have approached us, and we've done the same in St. Malo, in other places where we supported the arena. In fact, today, on behalf of the local, on behalf of the region, we'll be matching the $27,000 that they have raised, and they need to make a new dressing room or improve their dressing room. So MMF will be donating the matching fund they need of $27,000 today. In fact, the check should be waiting for me there to give to the local and to the community of Lac du Bonnet.
Nice.
So this was something. Yeah, and I had a chance to go visit Oliver Bolette and Bruce and Brenda, and I went rice picking, Naomi, in your
did
back
you?
at the woods, Manigatawgan.
Yeah.
Yes, I loved it.
Oh,
I
it's
actually
hard
love
work,
it. Oh, it is. I actually, in 15 minutes, we collected a few pounds, me and Bruce.
Nice.
And it was something I really, really, really enjoyed. It just, it's something we didn't grow up with rice in Duck Bay, where I'm coming from. We're mostly hunters there.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's rice. I never checked that out ever. But there in the river, of course, in Manigatawgan, they're trying to keep it traditional. And this is natural. This is coming right from Mother Earth itself. The rice, this is not planted. It's not in any way tampered with natural resources. It grows on its own. It's short grain.
Yeah.
And it's something that the Manigatawgan is very proud of. And they fight hard, Métis local, to keep that preservation of that patch alive, because now today they have these big boats with fans on them. They just sweep through and collect all of the rice so quickly and rapidly.
Right.
And sometimes they do a lot of damage, but they take away the small economy. Like Oliver in one day, him and Bruce in one day collected 350 pounds of rice.
Wow, yeah.
So, with $10 a pound, that's $3,500.
Yeah.
So, but there's a lot of work. People don't think you just get it and it's done. You got to, if you're scared of spiders, don't even bother going and trying. There's tons of spiders there. They're the ones that actually pollinate the wild rice. But when you knock them in, then there's also the seed, the grain, it's like a grain, right?
Yeah.
So you got to dry that out, get the cover to be blown off, the rice itself, and there's a lot of work yet after you collect it and get it done. So it's not something you just knock it in and you can go cook it.
No.
There's a lot of work yet to be done. So you can sell it for $1 a pound rough, but then really what do you make? Well, you could make some decent coin.
Yeah.
But when you sell it dried and the work you want to put into it, then you're making yourself a good paycheck, So, again, kudos to Oliver and the team and Manigatawgan. Thank you for keeping that local strong. I went to visit Ellen. Of course, Ellen is the local chair.
Yeah.
And she always has a beautiful smile and a chuckle in her stories and messages, and we had a good chat. And we are building a local office in Manigatawgan.
Mm-hmm.
They really ripped it down, and Ernie, of course, was involved, and that's Ellen's son who passed by accident. And so he was involved in pushing hard to get this local office built to keep the voice of the Métis alive in Manigatawgan. So we are committed to doing that, and we'll be sending a team out there to start commissioning where the traditional local office was in the past. And people want to know where it is. It'll be the same place as the other local office, but the other one was, of course, deteriorating, getting old. Yeah.
Right.
So,
well, that's great to hear.
Camp, what's that?
I said that's great to hear.
Yeah, so when you stop in, you'll have an office to stop into, and there'll be stuff coming out of there, more activity. And they try hard, and I give them a lot of kudos. It's hard in these little communities, like unemployment is down. It's just a challenging time for many.
Yeah.
And so when they have a chance to have events, it makes a big difference. I'm telling you, for the community, even having a special, whether it's some communities will have powwows, some will have Métis days. That means a lot to the families and communities. They have something to do, something they can afford. Something they could enjoy the rest of the day with, So, again, that's why I believe these local offices are so essential, and I'll keep on supporting them. Of course, our milk program is excellent. Our youth camps are working well. Mm-hmm. And Richard, in fact, the minister, is also in Lac du Bonnet. He'll be giving an update on the new youth camp we bought. It's all now done. All the legal stuff is done. All the paperwork signed. We own the youth camp in Woodlands.
Nice.
And so... beautiful place. There's, I think, 26 cabins. It could take up to 160 youth, I believe, is what they say. So it's got massive buildings, swimming pool, all wall climbing, and all the rest of it. So we'll be sharpening that up throughout the winter, getting it ready. And for families that are listening, it's especially, I know a lot of parents that reach out to me, grandparents, when I'm at meetings, they'll say, David, we need to help our kids in hockey. We need help in basketball. We need help. My kid needs support here. He's going to potentially do a college in the United States, and he has a dream to be an athlete. So this particular youth camp is going to have a lot of emphasis. It will have other programs for youth. It's going to have a lot of emphasis on sport. And so we can take our people in there. We'll negotiate with the municipalities, use their arenas around that area. Basketball, Richard's talking about ensuring that one of the buildings there is set aside for basketball, volleyball, so our kids that go there can go to learn from some solid athletes that we'll be hiring. So again, that is something that's a proud moment for all of us. I have a big announcement, but I can't announce it till September 27th.
Oh.
So just to tell you, you're also an owner of another big building, and I can't tell you more than that. So,
okay.
I'm just so proud of these things. And these are achievements. These are markers for us. And let's go back in history. We lost everything. We were chased off our land.
Yeah. And
we lived in the outskirts of reserves, and we were chased all over Western Canada. And we never had any rich lands. We were living in the swamps like First Nation, swamp lands, and the soil was not the best to produce any kind of recovery, whether you're doing farming or not. But really, at the end of the day, when you look at all of this stuff, that's why our Métis people were far behind. And we've been playing catch-up ever since, we've been really pushing hard. Our people are hard-working people.
Yeah. And,
our message of our homeland is Winnipeg is all of it. Winnipeg is our land. So our markers every time we're building somewhere in Manitoba or building in the cities is we're making it very clear. I said speeches before, you've heard me, Naomi, if we have to get our land acre by acre, building by building, we will,
Yeah.
So I think people are going to be very, very proud of this announcement that's coming up.
Can't wait.
Another kudos for our nation and our government as we move forward and as we grow. I'm of course, I watch politics. I watch politics at the same time. I'm watching how the landscape is playing out federally and provincially. We have an election right now. Mm-hmm. I'm encouraging all of our Métis citizens to go out and vote. I'll be very, very clear. The Métis are helping any Métis candidate. I don't care if they're Conservative, NDP, or Liberal. And we will help our Métis candidates, and as long as they don't forget who we are and forget where they come from. So we will go out there and raise funds for them. We may not go door-to-door knocking. Some may want to. But clearly, at the end of the day, we are doing some fundraising for Métis candidates that are running in all parties. And would you believe I'm passing a garage sale and I'm not stopping?
What?
Oh, wow. So look at the good stuff there. I know I got to get to a meeting here. So look at the garage sale. I hope they're still available when I come back this way on Anderson Highway.
If you're listening.
If you're listening, I'm telling you, house after house. I don't know what's going on here. I think everybody's getting ready for the fall or the winter. And by the way, it's hunting season. I got some good news for our harvesters. A new policy is coming out. We have 3 pieces of land which you now own as Métis citizens. Speaking of buying land and buying buildings, we bought some harvesting lands, and we will be doing a draw for the mountains, Duck Mountain, 26 licenses. The province is not comfortable. There's a lot of moose in Duck Mountain. Let's be honest. They're not extinct.
Okay.
Over 3,000 moose estimation for sure there, but they want to see a population of about 4,200, and so that's why they're still going to keep it closed. They say that's their position right now for a year. They're going to have to sit down with the Métis, of course, our government, and whichever party gets in, and I'm sure they have to sit down without question. The First Nations are neighbors. I still believe, I raised that with SCO, we should sit down and create our own natural resource commission. We should be the ones that are planning and deciding the fate of our natural resources, not somebody else telling us what's good for us,
Right.
So, like the Manitoba Wildlife Federation, who did not believe, and still the president doesn't believe we should have rights as Métis people. So when you start looking at it from that context, it just drives me insane. Like, who in the hell are you to say to us, so after what we've gone through as a people, the suffering, the hardship, the stealing of our land, and the military attacks, the deaths, the rapes, the murders, and then you tell us, you have the nerve to tell us that you don't believe we have rights, so it just saddens me that the Manitoba Wildlife Federation has taken that position for some time now. So it is a big problem, and because they lobby, they're a strong lobby group. But what surprised me sometimes, we do have Métis that are part of the Wildlife Federation. You got to get a membership there, and I hope that they're not taking a position against their own people, that they don't believe Métis have rights. Because if they do, they should never even use them and say, I'm not Métis. If you don't believe you don't have rights, you're not in the right place at all, in my mind. So anyways, again, going forward, I speak my mind, as you know, and not a yard sale, not a garage sale. Look at that.
No.
Oh, look at that. And there's tools over there. I can see them from here. Leave macaronis. So anyways, I'm still driving here and talking, but again, land is coming up. There'll be every harvester. You have to have your harvester card. You have to definitely have your sticker, and you have to have applied for your the three areas that we're selecting. It'll only be for elk season. Our season closes January 15th, but that you'll be receiving a letter. And look at these guys. Look at this. There's two bikers scaring the hell out of everybody in front here. I'm not sitting here no more. Tired of these guys sitting here. I'm only going 20 miles an hour here because of some two bikes that decide to do a Sunday run here.
Oh.
So, yeah, they're just going, look at them. They're going just 80 kilometer, and they're going 30, 50 kilometers.
Wow.
Yeah, just because they're bikers, they might think they're tough or something. I don't know, but I'm not scared of nobody. So I'm passing them. They can go to hell, get out of my way. So anyways, I've got to go to a meeting. It's a meeting. Not be scared of any biker.
Well.
Anyways, hunting, going back to hunting again, that you'll be getting a letter in the mail, and it'll go to you as a harvester that's applied for your license. You have a chance to get a draw. The way it's going to work, as far as I see the policies coming down, you'll have a 5-day cycle. 1 day to go set up camp. There'll be a location where you set up camp. There are 160-acre areas,
Okay.
Two of them, and then one in Turtle Mountains, 110 acres. But you'll set up a camp for 1 day. 3 days you'll harvest, and if you kill a elk, there'll be a party of 3. You kill a elk, you share it, but you leave. You contact us immediately and say you're leaving the next day, so we can let another party come in.
Right.
So there's going to be a limitation of how many parties will go through the year. But at the end of the day, the good part of it is that it'll be our land, it'll be our territory, and I'm not finished buying land, by the way, on harvesting. I'm going to be buying more and more land. So our harvesters will always have a place, and the next generation will always have a place to harvest. So as we move forward, that just shows you the progression that the Métis government has made. It's far beyond sometimes our own imaginations, how far we've been able to pull ourselves and take ourselves. So Silka Mine is on the minds of many. We have some dialogue going on there at this point in time, because we are concerned. Like, I do support the economic engine, of course, of mining, as I do in any economy. Métis are business people, entrepreneurs, but I am somewhat concerned as people are raising how it's going to affect the communities. Manigataga is not far from there, so how does it affect the water? And of course, they're going to extract a lot of sand.
Yeah.
And it's going to, but it's creating a lot of work. But is there a balance? Is the economy and the environment equal or fairly compatible, that you're watching both sides? So that's what we're watching for, and we have not taken our position politically yet, but we will. There's some dialogue we have with them. They've just excluded us off the start, so but there's some dialogue now happening, because if not, then we will be filing into the courts very quickly. So again, our position is that we're going to do some economic development of natural resources. We need to do it in making sure the environment is being looked at very strongly, because you don't want to do something now and have your children suffer 50 years later, 30 years later, because of your lack of follow-up.
Right.
And that's what for sure, I don't want to see my grandchildren suffering because I do my due diligence. So that's important. That's why the Lake St. Martin diversion, we've been strong on it. I remember the days when Pallister was attacking me in speeches and different things around the province when he was saying, I'm trying to kill the project. I'm trying to, I'm flooding people. It's my fault. It isn't my fault at all. But if I don't stop and ensure that the fishing future is going to be protected, because Lake Manitoba is higher than Lake Winnipeg, the water moving into both channels, two of the biggest lakes.
Yeah.
What happens when species comes in that dominates another species of fish? For example, the jackfish, northern pike we call them, but muskie is way further north. But when you look at them, they're one of the strongest and biggest fish in our lakes.
Right.
What do they start beating the snot out of saugers and walleye? That's why Lake St. Martin, we're very. We spoke to our fishermen, we spoke to our communities. We've got to think wisely, and we look at what hydro did to the fishing communities when they built these dams. They caused a lot of damage. So we've got to do it well and well thought out, and that's the thing that governments need to understand. If you do it in a partnership way, you'll get things achieved. Mm-hmm. But if you decide you're going to tell us this is what's good for us and not care about our future, then you're going to see us fighting back. So, by the way, congratulations to 56 more people have bought their homes.
Oh, congrats.
So, sorry, 66 have bought more homes.
Nice.
Isn't that amazing? We're up to 871 now.
That's amazing.
That have been funded to date. So it's 11 point something, 8 million we've given out. And in total, they've given out and bought, I think altogether, 198 million in mortgages.
Wow.
That's how much they borrowed from the bank, our people. Just shows you the economy that we too are investors in the economy.
Definitely.
871 families bought their houses.
That's
I'm
beautiful.
So proud of that. Some of them you should see. Some of them should see. I mean, the tears, the crying. It's just a sense of pride it gives me that they're so proud to become homeowners, and it was their dream. They just couldn't climb over that hill to get that down payment and the legal fees and the rest of it. So
it's hard.
So again, it's hard. It's very hard for families, especially when you have young kids and there's sports and all the things you got to pay for. It's very expensive today.
Yeah.
So when you look at it, they have a hard time saving the final all. And a lot of their times, our parents aren't rich. We couldn't rent to our parents. So again, I'm so proud. There's nearly 2,000 people in a house now that have their own houses with their children. So I'm very proud of that.
Kudos.
Yeah, next weekend, let's see, I have Cabinet on 14th and 15th, and then September 13th, opening on the Red River Métis artist J.D. Hawk, an exhibition at Winkler Arts and Cultural Center. J.D., of course, himself was a homeless man, and today he's a quite renowned artist, and I love the work that J.D. is producing. He's actually, during our consultations, our treaty consultations, he was traveling all over trying to capture the expression of our people's faces, so they can go down in history. And of course, there'll be a display in our Heritage Museum. There'll be a full display of our treaty consultations, and then you get to see a lot of faces. That's why I'm telling people, better not be picking your nose, so just in case J.D. Hawk catches you there. Anyways, I better say goodbye, and again, thank you very much, everybody, and I thank you for all the kindness you have given me and my sister and our family, and our loss of Danielle, and all the others. Mabel, I attended a beautiful ceremony for George Lavallee, one of our elders. I did the eulogy in Port Prairie. It was such a beautiful sending out, and just to close it off with this message, Amanda wrote a message that was given to her by Sugar, and it really was a message that some of the things that you hear me speak on the radio about, that was beautifully said, but that, I'm not far away. I'm just a whisper away. If you need to talk to me, I might be not here, but I am here. But if you want to talk to me, I'm just a whisper away. So that's a powerful, helps the grieving, helps you understand. You still can talk to your loved ones even though they left this world, So I went to 3 funerals, actually, in the last 2 weeks, and so again, it's but the send-off at the end, I'll close off with this. The send-off, I want to thank all of them. Carl Chartrand was there, his son, and then Bradley and Edmund, which is, of course, George's son, and who's the other gentleman? There's 5 of them on the stage, and they went and did the tribute by his cremation, and because George was 6-time champ duck calling champ in Canada,
Uh-huh.
and they did a duck calling. Every one of them did each their own duck calling for him.
Aw.
Oh, that are beautiful. A lot of tears were falling, and it was just so beautiful. And George, that was his place. And anywhere you want to find George, it's hunting. And he took me on some beautiful trips, and so I was so proud of him. So again, thank you all for sending Amanda and her family, of course, and the message that George mattered, and so does his legacy. So thank you, everybody. And again, to my wife, I hope you're listening. She'll say, you didn't even say hi to me. I'm listening. Hello, my wife. So I went garage selling with her around the house this morning. So we were talking about my mom this morning, because that's what my mom came to the city for.
So head to Henderson Highway.
No, yeah, go to Henderson. I was around my house over there. Now Henderson's just loaded. But anyways, I'll talk to you guys next Saturday. And thank you again for all your kind words to my family. Thank
All
you.
right. Take care.
Okay.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.